Nick,
Hey there, Jen.
I hear you have a problem.
I always have a problem, and here's this week's problem. So, with my trips, I'm doing well, but all the bank fees and the card fees and everything else is really eating into my profits. And I know there's got to be a better way to do this. What do you got?
So glad you asked. YouLi offers a number of different ways to allow your travelers to pay you to reduce your transaction fees. Because we know that everybody has their own needs. And while credit cards are super convenient, they are also the most expensive way to get paid. So let me show you a couple of different ways that you can reduce your fees using different payment methods with YouLi. So first, I'm just going to jump into a trip. This is the demo trip on YouLi. You're in pricing and bookings mode. You've set up all your packages. You know how many people you want, and you're just configuring your payment methods. So obviously, you do want to offer credit cards. It's very important to make sure that is an option. So one thing is you can always pass on your surcharge to your consumers if you have permission in your jurisdiction. Definitely check out the legalities of that. Um, but the other thing that you may not know is that you can actually turn on ACH through Stripe in YouLi. So that does require that you set it up inside your Stripe payment dashboard over here. But once you do, you'll update your little prompt here to indicate that they can do credit card or ACH. And I'll just show you a little screenshot here of what that looks like for the customer. They actually get to pay. This is just an animated GIF showing you all the options. It doesn't do that for them. They get to pick which one they want to do. And so you can see there's a number of different payment methods, and that allows you to choose what is the most cost effective method. And you can click in to see the details and understand what your costs are with Stripe for these different features. But typically, ACH is around 1% with Stripe as compared to like a 2.9% on credit cards. So, it's almost 2% savings just right there.
Savings. Sure.
So that's a really great option that not everybody is aware of. Of course, your yearly booking fee still does apply on this method if you're connecting your Stripe gateway. So if you're at 1%, there will be an additional 1% on that. We do have options to actually drop that to 0%. So if you're ready to have that conversation, please get in touch with us because we would love to help you be at scale and get your booking fee down to 0%. But if you're not quite there yet, we do actually offer on our Grow annual plan the ability to have what we call no fee payment options. And so these are the ones where the yearly booking fee does not apply. And so you can turn those on a per trip basis. And the first one, the most popular one, is to just provide payment instructions like a bank transfer, wire transfer, call it whatever you want. Every country's a little bit different. And so you can label it however you want. You can even give them instructions on how to mail a check. I know people still do this, still an option. So you can just put in whatever instructions you want. That will actually be shown on the screen and also emailed to the customer when they click this as their preferred payment method. And you'll be notified when they do choose this, so you can then chase them up on that and make sure that the money's actually hit your bank. So we make it easier for you to track it, but there is that manual step involved. So yeah, it's a lot cheaper. If you're doing a wire transfer, the customer is paying that fee, you're not, and a lot of other reductions in fees there, but there's that admin fee. Your bookkeeper or you has to go make sure the money's come in, and if it doesn't, you have to chase them up. So there's a cost to that, obviously, and be sure to check out the advanced options in terms of communications around that. We do help make that friendly. We do remind people about these things if they haven't paid as well. Then there's also another one that we find is quite popular, which is to provide a custom payment link. This is, the world is your oyster. The example we're showing here is if you have an outside ACH payment processor, you can link to them. We also have clients who connect off to travel pay. We have companies who are not for profits. They have their own donation platforms. You can link off to those. So, whatever outside platform you currently have really good rates with, you can just provide that as a link. And again, there's some advanced options that you can use to make it clear to the customers how to use that. So that's how you set them up on the back end. Do you have any questions before I kind of show you what this looks like a little bit to the traveler?
No, this is looks fantastic. I'm already cooking up ways where I'm going to be able to save a few bucks. Fantastic. Yeah, let's see what it looks like for the customer.
So, um, just going to jump over to this one. So this is on checkout. You can see here in this scenario, we've got ACH payment as a custom payment link. We have credit card, which is an option. In this case, is connected through to authorize.net. So remembering that YouLi does actually connect to multiple payment gateways. So if Stripe doesn't give you the fees that you need, perhaps one of the other ones is better. And also wire transfer instructions like we talked about before. But you'll notice one of the other things that we can actually offer is to kind of have the best of both worlds, because these no fee payment methods require you to do the admin to make sure that you've actually gotten paid. But on a deposit, sometimes it's just not worth the chasing.
Right.
And so we actually allow you to require credit card on the deposit. And then for your remaining balance, then you offer those additional ones. So you can imagine, okay, I'll pay 2.9% on the 1700, but I'm going to push them onto these other payment methods for the $21,000 on the balance, right? And that
Right.
can really add up when you're selling those really expensive trips. Now, of course, if you're selling a $2,000 retreat to 50 people, maybe you just want to stick to the credit card processing because the
Right.
admin may not be worth the saving of that percentage. So you have to do the math for your own business in terms of the admin costs versus the savings on those transaction fees. But the great thing is, YouLi is here to let you configure what makes sense for your business.
That looks fantastic. That gives me a lot of great options to work with. Thank you so much.
We'll see you next time, Nick.